analysing players' performances now. So just going to start off by saying the first half performance, all of our players were poor. So I'm not taking into account the first half. Second half, I thought, yeah, Raya, he had an okay game. He made some good saves as well, but no clean sheet today. Defense, Timber, I thought had a good game. He did okay. Mosquera came in for Saliba. I thought he did all right. Gabriel also was, I felt, quite solid. Cape did okay. I felt our defense didn't look as assured as we normally do. Well, some individual players played well, but as a collective, we just looked really shaky. Especially in that first half, which I'm trying to forget about. But yeah, subs that came on, obviously Califuri came on for Cape, he did okay. And yeah, midfield, Zubimendi, he had a good game. I thought Rice was the best player in midfield for us today. He was everywhere. He dropped into the six a lot. Made things happen. Drove us forward. He really did try. Eze for me was really not impactful today. I think that change was needed at half time. I just feel other than the Spurs game when he scored a hat trick and the Palace game where he scored and the Forest game where I think he set up Gyökeres, other than that, I can't recall a real good performance from Eze. And he was meant to be our, new, piece of the puzzle, number 10, creative. He did well for Palace, but, and I know they said it all works out, let it all work out. It hasn't really worked out for him, I don't feel, if I'm honest. I do like Eze, I want him to do well, but it hasn't worked out for him as of yet. Hoping there's still time for it to work out. But yeah, so far I've been very disappointed with Eze, and I really hope he steps up his performances because there's a player in there. He's got potential. Just needs to be more consistent. He needs to get on the ball and make things happen. He's just not been doing that. And I'm not singling out any players before anyone thinks that, but I do feel credit where credit's due, but also people need to be told, and criticism where people are not performing, and I don't think he's performing right now. And we're going to need him in this title race. So hoping he can step up his performances because we're going to need him. But yeah, subs, obviously Odegaard came on for him as at half time. Again, wasn't able to have the impact we were hoping. Again, not the best game from Odegaard, but obviously we know he's just come back from injury. But again, we need a lot more from our creative players. Again, that number 10 role, no one's holding it down. Odegaard hasn't held it down. He's been injured a lot. Eze, when he's got the chance, he hasn't done it. And Ethan Ranieri, we sent him out on loan. When he came on at times, he did look okay. But, we sent one of our gifted young players out on loan. Yes, he needs a development, but we kind of need him now, to help us out. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the number 10 position. See, Zubimendi, Rice, happy that just that other position, it's just not worked out yet. Hoping we find a solution there. Obviously, Havertz came in and did well, but he's injured now, unfortunately. But we need to solve that position because we're just lacking creativity. Attacking wise, Madueke I thought had a great game. On the right, cutting in. He's always making things happen. Try to make things happen. Takes on his man, crosses it, shoots. That great header as well. I didn't know he could header. Great header, fantastic header to give us the 1-0 lead. Just a shame that we wasn't able to hold on to the lead. I thought Gyökeres up front today didn't have the impact we hoped. He tried to put himself about, but he didn't really have the best game today, if I'm honest. Trossard also had a quiet game. He hasn't had any real good games recently. I think one game he'd done okay, but he's dipped a bit as well. Saka came off Madueke. I know he's not fully fit, but he didn't really have the impact we were hoping today. Martinelli came on for Trossard. Looked a bit more lively. Probably should have scored, to give us the 2-1 win. It would have been like a smash and grab, but their keeper made a great save, but he was in the right position. He just didn't finish it. Man of the match today, I've got to give it to Madueke. He looked the most threatening, I felt. Declan Rice also had a great game as well, but Madueke, I think, for the goal that he scored, that header to give us the 1-0 lead, just a shame, was enough to win us the game today. And manager, thoughts on Arteta. Guys, how much I support Arteta. I big him up. I think he's doing his best he can to manage the squad. Obviously, Saliba going down with flu. Busquets coming and done well. And then, of course, starting Eze because Havertz is injured. But Eze didn't take his chance. Odegaard, he made a change at half-time, brought on Odegaard. Odegaard wasn't able to have the impact, but he was proactive in making the change. So I thought, management-wise, I thought he did well. I just think maybe, if I'm being critical of Arteta today, I love Arteta. So I'm always Arteta in, I'm always backing Arteta, but you could say maybe you could have brought on Jesus as a different attacking option up front when we were looking a goal maybe. But other than that, I felt Arteta did what he could. And yeah, thoughts on Brentford. I think they're doing better than everyone expected. Strong team, well organised. Yeah, hard to score against, and their set pieces, they're a threat from set pieces. Their corners, their throw-ins, that Coyotes throw-ins are, they're just as effective as corners really, and free kicks. So yeah, very very well organised team. And I feel they could potentially get Europa Conference League. Sorry, let's see. But if they keep this form up, I don't see why they can't get Europa Conference League football. And next game, we turn our attention to the FA Cup, where we'll play Wigan at home on Sunday. It's a 4:30 p.m. kickoff, and I'll be there. I look forward to that. I haven't been to the Emirates for a few games now, so I look forward to that. I'll be there. Hopefully, change of competition, a bit of rotation maybe, and yeah, hopefully we, put a strong enough team to go out and win, and yeah, get the win and move to the next round. I look forward to that one. I'd just like to say, as always, I appreciate anyone that took the time to listen to tonight's reflection. Hope you could connect with it. And please remember to subscribe on YouTube, follow on Instagram and TikTok. Please remember to like, just give it a like. Comment, I always do my best to get back to comments. And of course, please share to football fans, especially Arsenal fans. And as always, come on you Gunners. Peace.